Good morning, everyone. Diversity and multiculturalism cannot be separated from our life because we live in Indonesia where there is a lot of diversity. According to the 2010 census conducted by Indonesian Statistics Agency or BPS, Indonesia has 1,340 tribes spread from Sabang to Merauke and 17,001 islands spread throughout the country. And based on data from the Indonesian Ministry of Education and Culture's Language Agency, Indonesia has 718 languages. This is what makes Indonesia have a lot of ethnic, cultural, linguistic, racial, race, and religious diversity. With so much diversity in Indonesia, we should be able to respect each other. Therefore, we need to instill awareness to respect each other from an early age. One way to do it is through education. Obviously, diversity can help students to develop respect each other and can also develop children's mindset to be more open. Diversity can create a sense of mutual respect so that it can produce harmony in all aspects of life. Therefore, diversity is something to be proud of. On one hand, diversity may bring a lot of positive impacts to society. For example, it can unite the people, create peaceful atmosphere, strengthen unity, and many more. On the other hand, diversity also has negative effects on society, such as advising one's own culture, considering other people as inferior, discrimination, racism, fanaticism, and so on. In our social life recently, there are many examples about discrimination that exist, such as insulting someone because of the color of their skin, women not being able to work because of their gender, mocking someone because they suffer from an illness, and many more. On this occasion, I will explain and focus on the problem of discrimination due to differences in one person's physical characteristics with other people. Let's take a look at this case. One of Putri Indonesia finalists from Papua, named Ulfa Halamid, experienced racism when she was a schooler. As a teenager, Ulfa Halamid wanted to move from Papua to Surabaya to study high school there. But when she was 16 years old, she was bullied by her friends, who made her depressed. Ulfa Halamid was discriminated because of her tan skin and her curly hair. Ulfa Halamid faced difficult times which resulted in declining grades and academic performance. However, with the support from her senior, she bounced back and achieved her goals. From her story, we can see how important it is for students to learn about diversity and respect. Another case happened in Jember, when a teacher was racist to her students from Papua. As reported by BBC.com, while giving a lesson, one of the students didn't do her assignment, which resulted in her being punished. However, the teacher instead uttered racist words to the student. This made the student feel disappointed. For this problem, the teacher admitted her mistake and apologized. Learning from the cases that I described, education about diversity, discrimination, and racism needs to be given to the student from an early age, so that they can understand the importance of diversity in society. Education is an essential thing to students. That's where children can differentiate which ones are good and bad, which ones should be used as guidelines, and which ones are not. This country's historical milestones rely on today's young generation. If they are not thought well about this issue, there will be friction, dispute, and segregation in the future. Then, the goal of multicultural and diversity education is to introduce the values of diversity, how students can understand the culture, strengthen feelings of tolerance towards each other, and many more. Teachers and parents also need to learn and realize about the importance of diversity so that they can prevent their children from committing acts related to discrimination and racism. Therefore, let's all be aware of the importance of diversity in our country, especially in the field of education. Understanding the correct meaning of diversity at school is vital. Just imagine the impact to students when they experience racism and bullying based on their ethnic, cultural, racial, race, and others. They will be reluctant to go to school and lower their self-esteem and confidence. If they no longer have self-confidence because they feel less than the other children, that will be easier for them to judge themselves and feels like they are always lacking. That's why understanding diversity in the correct way is very important for education. Parents who introduce initial education for their children should provide the education about the importance of diversity in Indonesia. Then schools and teachers will continue to provide this at school. With the many cases of diversity deviation that occur, this should be a danger sign that can make schools, teachers, and parents aware to really care and understand about the diversity around us. If the nation's future generations are not taught about this, then they will behave in an arbitrary manner towards other people. Schools in Indonesia should instill the values of respect towards diversity for their students. As what is stated by Ralph Waldo Emerson, every human being of whatever origin, of whatever station, deserves respect. We must respect each other as we respect ourselves. When the students in Indonesia are given education about this, they can become the nation's successors who are wise, kind, and fair to society. I am Gresia Imanuela. Thank you for your attention and enjoy your day.